attention to the young lady wearing the gray hoodie. This is Melodee Buzzard, and this is her mother, Ashley Buzzard. Mere hours after this footage, Melodee would disappear.
This morning, authorities in Santa Barbara County, California are searching for a 9-year-old they say hasn't been seen in a year. Melodee Buzzard, who was homeschooled, has not checked in with school officials since October of 2024.
We don't have anybody that can confirm that they have seen this child within the past year. We don't have a photograph for 2 years. So the photograph that we pushed out to the public is a 2-year-old photograph, and that's the most recent one that we can come up with.
Authorities say they went to Melodee's home and found her mother, Ashley, but Melodee wasn't there, and no clear explanation was provided for her whereabouts.
Melodee Buzzard was 9 years old at the time of her disappearance and lived in Santa Barbara County, California. The case came into focus in mid-October 2025 after her prolonged absence was flagged and reported, triggering a missing person investigation. The timeline begins on October 7. Melodee was last seen with her mother at a rental car business in California as their trip began.
It was determined that Ashley had recently rented a car, and video surveillance images were obtained showing Ashley and Melodee at the rental car office, both of them wearing wigs in an apparent attempt to conceal their identity. These images were shared with the public on October the 22nd in an attempt to obtain additional information about their whereabouts.
As the investigation proceeds, investigators describe a route that stretches across the country. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office said they documented a multi-state travel loop that included states like California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska, before returning through additional states back towards California. At some point, authorities also said they learned the vehicle's license plates were swapped, and that there were tactics used to reduce camera visibility, like backing into gas stations. These details came from investigators, and they remain part of what the state will have to prove in court. Investigators say Melodee was last seen on October 9th, captured on video near the Utah-Colorado border. That was the last known point where authorities can confirm she was alive and with her mother. The next day becomes one of the most important pivots in the case. Authorities say Ashley Buzzard returned to California on October 10 without Melodee. At that point, the investigation becomes a question with only a few possibilities. Where did Melodee go after October 9, and what happened between the last sighting and the return to California? On October 14, a school administrator reported Melodee missing after a prolonged absence was flagged. Investigators then began working to reconstruct travel, sightings, and timelines, spanning multiple states. On October 30th, 2025, sheriff detectives and the FBI evidence response team served more search warrants tied to the case. At a Morris Avenue residence, a storage unit, and a rental vehicle, authorities say they recovered an expended cartridge case from the home and found a live round of similar ammunition in the vehicle.
Of search warrants related to the ongoing investigation into her disappearance. Santa Barbara County Sheriff's detectives and the FBI served follow-up search warrants at the Buzzard home, a storage locker, and the rental car Melodee was last seen in. Her mother, Ashley Buzzard, was escorted out of the home in Vandenberg Village.
With each new detail, the focus tightened on the person Melodee was last seen with. Then, on December 6, 2025, the search took a devastating turn. Authorities say human remains were discovered in rural Wayne County, Utah, reportedly by civilians. For days, the biggest question wasn't where they were found, it was who. Wayne County authorities notified the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office that unidentified remains had been located. Investigators determined the descendant was female, and authorities reported she had died from gunshot wounds to the head. As the forensic work continued, investigators tracked ballistic evidence from the scene. On December 17, 2025, authorities said cartridge cases recovered in Utah, were examined by the ATF and determined to be linked to the cartridge cases we covered earlier from the Mars Avenue residence. Then, on December 22, 2025, FBI crime lab analysis confirmed the remains found in Utah were a family DNA match to Ashley Buzzard, tightening the investigation around what happened after Melodee was last seen. Then came the arrest. On December 23, 2025, authorities arrested Ashley Buzzard and charged her in connection with Melodee's death. From here, the evidence would be tested in court, and the truth would have to be proven.